You look at the future. We had some interested observers tonight. Shu Carrington, the #1 contender. We had the featherweight champion Rafael Spinoza, who had a great victory before. You, what do you want? Next? Next September. MJ. Next September, MJ. All right. September 14th, power coming. See you soon. Inshallah. The boxing world was set ablaze with anticipation when Mariginic model, the formidable former unified superb bantamweight champion hailing from Uzbekistan's rich boxing tradition, issued a direct and unmistakable challenge to Japan's 4-pound phenom, Naoya Inoue, during a recent interview with international boxing media with the confidence of a man who knows his worth. In the sport, Atmi boldly declared, September 14th, you'll see a big fight, sending shockwave through the boxing community and immediately igniting intense speculation about a potential super fight between two of the most dangerous and technically gifted fighters in the lower weight classes. This calculated statement, coming just weeks, appears strategically timed to force the Japanese superstar's hand. He contemplates his next career move with MMO and his team at Matchroom Boxing, clearly recognizing that now is the optimal moment to push for this high-stakes showdown, while Inoue remains at super bantamweight before any potential move up to featherweight. Akhmad's message carries particular significance and credibility given his standing in the competitive super bantamweight division, where his only professional loss remains a highly controversial split decision to Marlon Topples in a 2023 bout that many neutral observers and boxing experts felt he clearly deserved to win since that disputed setback. The 2016 Olympic bronze medalist and former amateur standout has rebounded with two impressive victories, most recently delivering a brutal demolition of tough contender Kevin Gonzalez in December 2023 that reminded the boxing world of his elite-level skills and devastating punching power. These commanding performances have reinforced his well-earned reputation as an aggressive pressure fighter with underrated technical skills, exceptional body punching ability, and an iron will to win, qualities that make him perhaps the most credible and dangerous threat remaining to Inoue's current super bantamweight supremacy, and could potentially give the Japanese champion his toughest test since his memorable battles with No Donaire. The significance of the specific September 14th date mentioned by Akhmadaliev cannot be overstated from both a strategic and historical perspective, as it aligns perfectly with the traditional scheduling of major boxing events in Japan, where Inoue has grown from talented prospect to national icon, capable of filling massive venues like the 55,000-seat Tokyo Dome for his fights. This carefully chosen timing suggests that Mode Life and his team at Matchroom Boxing, led by the astute Ida Hearn, have conducted thorough research and planning, proposing a realistic time frame that accommodates Inoue's usual fight preparation schedule while simultaneously capitalizing on the momentum generated by his recent explosive victory over Inoue in front of a packed house at the Tokyo Dome. The autumn date also provides sufficient time for what would undoubtedly need to be an extensive international promotional tour to properly build what could easily become one of the biggest and most significant fights of 2024, allowing for proper marketing campaigns in both fighters' home countries as well as key international markets where their fan bases continue to grow exponentially. From a pure boxing perspective, a potential Inoue model clash presents fascinating tactical questions and stylistic contrasts that have hardcore boxing purists and casual fans alike salivating at the possibilities. Inoue's laser-like precision, concussive one-punch knockout power in both hands, and nearly flawless technical fundamentals would be sternly tested against Akhmadaliev's relentless forward pressure, exceptional body attack, and underrated defensive skills. A dangerous combination that could potentially force the monster to fight in reverse and operate under duress more than we've seen in recent years since his move up to super bantamweight. The Uzbek southpaw stance adds another layer of complexity and intrigue to this Potential matchup as Inoue has faced relatively few elite left-handed opponents during his dominant run through multiple weight classes, making this a fresh and unique challenge that would require careful preparation and strategic adjustments from the Japanese superstar and his veteran trainer Shingo Inoue, who would need to devise specific game plans to neutralize Model's most dangerous weapons while exploiting any potential weaknesses they can identify in his game. From a legacy perspective, this potential fight represents a crucial juncture and defining moment in both men's already impressive careers that could significantly alter how they're remembered in boxing history. For Inoue, defeating a dangerous and avoided contender like Model would complete his systematic clean-out of the super bantamweight division, having already vanquished top-tier opponents like Stephen Fulton and Marlon Topples to become undisputed champion, and would serve as the ultimate validation of his complete dominance at 122 pounds before any potential move up to featherweight where new challenges await formal. It's a golden opportunity to reclaim the unified titles he once proudly held and cement his status as one of the sport's elite fighters by conquering a pound-for-pound great on what would be the biggest stage of his career, potentially transforming him from respected contender to global boxing star overnight with what would undoubtedly be considered one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history. He can dethrone the seemingly invincible Japanese champion. The high-stakes nature of this potential matchup explains why Akhmadaliev is being so vocal and persistent in his challenge. He recognizes this may be his only opportunity to face Inoue before the Japanese phenom potentially moves up to featherweight, and he's clearly determined to force this fight while both men are still in their physical primes and competing at the super bantamweight limit where they're at their most dangerous. The historical context and cultural significance of this potential matchup makes it even more compelling when viewed through the lens of boxing's rich international history and the current landscape of the sport's lower weight classes. Inoue stands on the precipice of joining boxing's all-time greats with his combination of technical brilliance and devastating power, and a decisive victory over a dangerous avoided contender like Akhmadaliev would